Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be comparing the NEX-6 and the A7, and I've shot a lot of stuff about the A7. You can see that down below, like comparisons to the 5D Mark III, image quality comparisons and tests, and lots of other stuff. And I've had a whole video just about the annoying things that this camera does. That's part one, where I also gave a brief explanation of why I'm doing this comparison the way I'm doing it. And this is going to be specifically about the video features of the NEX-6 and the A7. The stills features of these two cameras compared to each other are in a separate video. And I'm going to try and not repeat what I just said in the video about this versus this in stills, because there are some things that, sort of are for both. But just in case you don't want to see the one about the stills, I will there's a few things I may go over twice, like, the screen quality and things like that. So, these two cameras are both very nice at very different price points, and they are very, very similar to each other. They are around, I believe, 1500 with a kit lens and around 600 with a kit lens. So this is less than half, almost a third of the price. And it's smaller, lighter. It does have a smaller kit lens, which I think is really nice. I prefer the kit lens from this. However, the kit lens on the A7 isn't as wide, but it does give really nice image stability with regards to the optical stabilizer. I do feel there's a difference there, and an improvement over this, even though I haven't done a side-by-side comparison. But both give good results, and I do really like using both. I do miss the width of this one. This is 60 to 50 and 28 to 70. So this one on the wide end is around 24 millimeters compared to 28, and that on the wide end, that difference is quite big. If you're going from, let's say, 85 to 90, not a very big difference, but between, on the wide end, that is a big difference. So obviously, we have two different size sensors here, so this does require a larger lens. It's more difficult to get this to work, and now this one can work with this. Obviously, it would have to be used in crop mode, which means it would only be using an image, an area of the sensor to capture an image the size of this. So it's a little pointless to buy this and then go to a smaller kit lens, because really I do much prefer the size of this kit lens. However, if you were to use this, it does work. It automatically switches to crop mode if you have that set in the menu to automatically switch, and then that does give you a really lovely small compact package, and that does give you a wider image. However, in video, the image quality in crop mode is absolutely abysmal. I mean, it's a joke. It's really, the image quality in regular mode, isn't completely perfect, but is very nice. And with apart from a little bit of moire, which you'll see in the videos down below, which is, fairly, in most cases, it's not a huge issue. But when you go into crop mode, the image turns to crap. It's completely unusable in my opinion. Just really bad. Probably the worst I've ever seen from any DSLR. If you remember what the cameras, what the Canon cameras were like when they were, the 550D, the 7D, when you put them in 720p mode, and if you remember what that quality was like. So this in 1080p is, in 1080p in crop mode is about 10 times worse than that. So really, really bad. Check out the comparison below. It's really just immediately becomes completely unusable. And now, okay. So the usability of these cameras, the way they feel, they're both very nice. Both have a very nice build quality. This one's a little heavier, but not too heavy. And it does feel really nice in the hand. And for shooting video, it is, nice and stable. And the focus is, smooth enough to most of the time get, because it's quite a thick focus, then it's not necessarily going to give you really perfect focus moves, because it moves the camera a little bit, but it is able to give smooth focus, smooth zoom, and the focus ring is fine. It is electronic, so it's not really my favorite kind of thing. So it's you move this, and then there's a motor that actually moves the focus around, and as far as I know, that is needed to get the results that we get with the video autofocus here. I think that's maybe why they did it. I'm not sure. But basically, very nice to use lens. I do prefer it over the fully automatic zoom of this. So it's just a button that you press. I do prefer the manual zoom on that. And the screens on both cameras are really nice, but this screen on the NEX-6 was nice, for a year and a half ago. It was very nice, and compared to other screens around. However, this screen is just a really nice improvement with regards to quality. This one is very good. This one is great, and so this one, compared to most cameras at this sort of price range, £500 or so, this one really does have a really nice step over that. And same goes for the viewfinder. Really lovely viewfinder. At the time, it was said to be one of the best ever made. One of the best available on the market. I think it was the best available on the market, and it was also in the more expensive cameras. And then they've really outdone that. So this one was nice. This one is superb. So both very nice. Again, just a really nice improvement on the A7. And focus peaking on both works fine. And this one gives you zebras as well. So something like that, and then you can see where you're overexposed. If I can get this manual mode, there we go. So I can see zebras on the screen, see where I'm overexposed. So if I want to make sure I'm not overexposed on a certain image, or if I want to make sure that I am overexposed in certain areas, like if I'm shooting a white background, I want to make sure it's overexposed. So very useful feature, and very useful that I can set it to a custom shortcut like here. So here I've got this button set to zebras, and then when I flip this switch, the same button gives me my options for peaking. I love this. Really nice. So the extra buttons on here really make a big difference. And I never had any problems using the NEX-6 and its controls and buttons, but the difference and being able to have all these extra controls on the A7 just feels way nicer, and it's a little quicker, and overall it is more professional to use. Now the screens, unfortunately for video mode, it is a downgrade with regards to image size. So when you're looking at it from far away, if you're on a glide cam or whatever, then here in video mode you're getting less screen. Now why is that? The screen here is bigger in stills mode, so this is the live view image from the stills mode. Let me show two fairly bright images. Okay, so as you can see in the stills mode live view, we're getting a larger image. If you look at the right side of that, you can see that extends further out. And it's going to be difficult to see this way, but it is further, fatter as well. And so you do, because of the aspect ratio of this screen, you get more screen when you're shooting stills. But when you're shooting video, and let me actually show you this if you're looking at a still image on the screen in the play mode. So you're getting more image in the screen of the A7. When we go into video mode and we press record, then the crops activate. So here the crop unactivates and gives you a wider screen, and here the crop activates and activates at the top and bottom and gives you a smaller screen, because this is a 16:9 image that's cropped in still mode, and this is a 3:2 image, I believe, a 3:2 screen cropped when it's in video mode. So as you can see, we're getting a larger screen from the NEX-6, and it is noticeable, and I do feel the difference, but it hasn't bothered me so far that the screen is a little smaller on here. I still got the job done with it, but for flying with the glide cam, if my screen is, there, far away from me, then it is nicer to have the extra size. So yeah, that's one point for the NEX-6. And with regards to the switching of memory cards, both are fine. This one is at the bottom, and when I have stuff at the bottom there, normally I don't have any issue getting the memory card out. It is a little more difficult, but it's fine. Both, by the way, you can take out while the camera is on, unlike Canon cameras. But I'm not sure if Sony recommend doing that, but I've so far not had any issues with doing that. And okay, so another big point is that this is a world camera, and a really quick note that you can hear much more about in part 1 of this video is that even though this is a world camera, when you switch between modes, it wants you to format your card. It won't shoot video after you change video modes, so you want to make sure that before you leave the house, you're going with a fresh card before you leave for a shoot, because otherwise, or make sure that you don't have any memory cards that have something important on them, because it'll say, well, you can either not shoot today, or you can format your card. And the only other option is to figure out which option you have to return to. So for example, if I shot a video in MP4 and then I wanted to shoot a video in AVC HD, it'll give me an error, and it'll say, no, I'm not doing it. You have to format your card. And same thing goes for the switching between NTSC mode and PAL mode. And when you have it in PAL mode, then when you have it in NTSC mode and you've bought the camera, I believe it's when you've bought the camera in the UK or in Europe, and you have it in NTSC mode, then as soon as you turn it on, it'll give you this warning, which is completely useless and slightly annoying. And if you have other things on the card that the camera doesn't like, it'll give you more warnings. And so at one point I had 3 warnings every time I turned the camera on, and I had to sort of mainly it's just because you have to format your card, but every time there's something on the card it doesn't like, it adds another warning. And in some cases, like I said, it prevents you from shooting video at all. You can still shoot stills with it, but it will prevent you from shooting video before you format your card. So yeah, that's it. It's a big no-no. Hopefully we'll get a fix for that. And okay, so I really like both of these. The viewfinder on the A7 is a really nice plus for me, but I haven't actually felt any problem with shooting with the NEX-6. But it just feels, it does make a really nice difference. One of the things I really like about this. Overall, it just is really nice to work with, but I have no complaints about the NEX-6 except for the lack of audio inputs and outputs. It has no inputs and outputs other than a built-in microphone. And that's it. And this one has, of course, this also has a built-in microphone. We have a stereo one here, I believe, one on each side. And whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. I haven't really felt a big difference with regards to whether, having 2 microphones. But overall, both give, good audio from the from these internal microphones, if of course the signal reaching these microphones is loud enough, and if you don't have wind hitting them, etc. But it's not an ideal thing. Obviously, if you're shooting most things, the only thing I found internal microphones usable for is reviews, like I'm doing right now with the 5D's internal microphone, and maybe some sort of live event if you don't have anything else. If you just happen to have loud music playing and the music reaches this nice and loud, then it can be okay. But on the A7 we have audio in and out, and that's really fantastic. So far I've heard really nice results from here. Maybe not perfect. I will have to compare this with my Zoom, as with the audio recorder, as well as with the 5D, and see, that'll be a separate review. A separate test and stuff video. And this has a micro HDMI port compared to the NEX-6's mini port, and I don't love having those ports, especially because most HDMI cables are really stiff and they really sort of annoy me and get in the way. And the thing I love about these cameras is that you don't need to export to output to a monitor most of the time, because they do such a nice job with the screen and the viewfinder, which on some cameras like the 5D Mark III just isn't something I can say for it. It has no digital viewfinder and a screen that doesn't tilt. Even though it's a nice screen, it doesn't tilt. So it's a very big plus for both of these cameras, and it makes them really comfortable to use. And now one thing about these viewfinders, especially for video where you'd want to press it up to your face for a long time, this isn't comfortable. Here, even though it's comfortable with regards to how your body is standing, and it's much less fatigue and sort of it tires you down a lot less than trying to hold a camera like this in front of your body, or on a stabilizer even, or so it is very, very comfortable to hold up in front of your face and shoot for a long time with it, and it's very, very stable, especially with this lens. But it's not comfortable. This thing does need some sort of padding. It looks like rubber, but it's plastic. I mean, it's sort of rubbery plastic. It's not soft. It's really quite stiff. And this one is soft, sort of, but it's stiff enough so that it still digs into your face. So it's not comfortable soft. It's just slightly softer. So both of these would really do with some sort of attachment on here that makes it nice and soft. Hopefully, someone, maybe me or someone else, will come up with some sort of simple and nice solution for something to attach to it. And so if anyone has any ideas, post in the comments, let me know. So I hope you found this helpful. I know a lot of you will ask what these things are. They are just elastic bands, like hair bands, that I put to prevent these things from making noise, since I don't use the straps that come with these cameras. And okay, so thanks for watching. I hope I've gone over everything. I didn't really go into the menu here and into what's going on the screen, because I've shown that already in the previous videos, and I really don't want to show it again. But it's they are nice screens, and the menus are fine on both cameras, although better on the Sony. And I think if you want to see those, check out the videos down below where I show more about what the screen is like inside the screen. Yeah, both work fine. So another quick note is that the automatic modes on both of these cameras work very well. The automatic modes are very important for when you're shooting things like weddings and things where it's really, really run and gun, or things like reviews, family videos, whatever. A lot of the time you're going to want an automatic mode that can very smoothly switch your, control your exposure. And for video, that would be shutter priority mode, and that basically means that you say, okay, you stick to 1/25 of a second, or whatever it is that you choose to use, and then the camera does the rest. And that gives really great results with both of these cameras, and I think that's a really important thing. And I mean, it would have almost ruined the entire camera if that wasn't doing it. So thanks for watching. I really hope I've gone over everything. If I haven't, then ask me in the comments below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.